Hello, fellow alchemists. Welcome back to our little mini-series about how to properly parse XML in Elixir. I wanted to go over something, which is that now we have two implementations that basically do the same thing. And I think it's a good time for us to kind of do the next step, which I would say is benchmark, right? Which solution should we use? And basically, there's, as far as I know, there's only one solution for benchmarking. And so it's called Benchy. And so in order to add that, we have to, of course, add Benchy. And that is Benchy. And the version is, I believe, around 1.0.1. And we basically only need this when we're in our dev environment. So of course, we need to grab that. And how to actually benchmark is normally you would have a priv folder, and within your priv folder you can create a Elixir script. So Elixir script would be something like the EXS. So over here we'd say parse XML bench.exs, so that way it doesn't actually get compiled into a binary but just ran directly. And now the next thing is that we need to actually start to benchmark this. And so what I like to do is just basically benchmark this on what I use right now. And so I'm going to do basically the same thing. So go to our test. And in our test, we will just grab this. And I believe when we run this, we're actually going to be in the same path. So this should work just fine. And I don't want to benchmark this XML grabbing part. I just basically want to just bench the actual parsing itself. And how to do that, of course, is you just need to have Benchy. And there's a run function. And what you do is you just pass in a map with some names. So we have our sweet XML. And the key, or sorry, the value will just be an anonymous function, which is, of course, your benchmark. So over here, it's just going to be, should be XML parse .people parse sweet XML parse. We pass in the XML data, and then finally we have our saxy. And we want to do XML parse. People and then it should be saxy parse XML data. There we go. I'm just going to format this, make it look a little bit nicer. Okay, doesn't work in here yet, but that's fine. All right. So finally, there's a couple more things I want to do, and there's a couple of options. One is that we can also grab the memory. So by default, you don't get any kind of memory information. And so memory time, and just take every 10th of a second, I believe is what this is. And there, of course, is warm-up. So what warm-up is, when it does benchmarking, there's a warm-up period where it just keeps running the function. And then finally, it is going to actually do something. I think it's like 20 seconds or something. I don't remember what the warm-up is, but we don't really need that to run our benchmark. So basically, just run this. And then to run our benchmark, we just do mix run, priv, and parse this file, and then you'll see the bench starting to run. And you'll see over here, wow, it's really crazy. Look at this. Nearly 10 times faster to use saxy, and look at the memory usage is just way higher, right? Nearly over 15 times as high just for the memory usage. So you can actually take a look at this over here. You get the median, etc. So you see really quite a big difference between the two, right? This is the iterations per second. So you get this many versus this many. It's wow, it's like 10 times as much. Really crazy, right? But there's actually a way to increase the performance of sweet XML. One is to actually use they have a way to actually do streaming. So that'll actually decrease the memory usage. And you can also basically skip some tags. And so I may go into that in a future video, but I just wanted to show you guys this is how we can start to benchmark and get an idea about if we implement our code in multiple ways, we can see which one basically works better. So this is Alan from Plangora. Please subscribe if you haven't. Otherwise, I'll catch you guys next time. Thanks. Bye. Hi. Please feel free to ask us any questions about Elixir, Flutter, or anything else in programming. Here's our YouTube channel, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We'll answer your questions every Friday. Ya mantai ge dak man all. Yo wenti ji do wen wo.